Hey, what's up? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of SimplyPodLogical, a simply nailogical podcast.
Hello.
Christine, how are you feeling? How are you doing?
Good. Why?
You're okay? I think we're both feeling a little tuckered out.
Tuckered out?
Like
what
we
are you,
need a
82?
little juice box and a nap. You know,
juice box.
We've had a long week, or last few days have been a little. We left Ottawa for the first time.
Oh my
in
God.
a long time.
Yes.
It's kind of crazy. We went to Toronto. Christine has some family in the greater Toronto area.
This was the first time we slept in a bed that wasn't ours.
We were at a hotel, scrubbing things down with wipes and spraying things. And
We didn't even
washing
sleep
our
on the
hands.
bed. We just levitated over the bed, actually.
Yeah, we were down there for a work thing. Can't talk about it because of, non-disclosure things.
I'll tell you what it wasn't. It was not a collab with Drake. Unfortunately, yeah.
You're not a certified
I know
lover girl?
everyone was thinking that's what it was because they saw me, in the T dot. But no,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to report that's not what it
He
was.
did have his album launch party at the beaches, I heard.
Yeah, I was invited, but I
couldn't
just
make
thought
it?
like too many people.
You're too important for that. Yeah, but the NDA doesn't say that we can't say what it wasn't. But it's not a holo taco thing. It wasn't a collab. Just a fun thing we'll be able to share with people.
Collab. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be able to share. So we got some cool behind the scenes stuff.
That can't come out until the actual thing is out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, so we were looking at the Discord for podcast suggestion ideas. Thank you, Discord people, for
Discord people,
volunteering those ideas.
server members.
One stuck out to you, Christine, and you suggested this. There's a website called, what's it called? You tell me.
Guess the price, guess that price, pick the price, something like that. But the concept is having people guess how much an item is based on the picture and a short description. Which is kind of like The Price is Right in a sense, except not as game showy where, you win anything.
Yeah, we're not winning anything. It's guesstheprice.net. I just pulled it up. And yeah, so it'll show you a picture and a description of a current or old product, and you have to guess how much it is, and it tells you how wrong you are, and it gives you a score.
So someone in the Discord suggested this as somewhat of a follow-up to our consumer luxury overpriced goods podcast, just as kind of like a more a funny take on like, can we guess how much something is worth? And there's like some discussion there.
Well, it's
to
a
be had.
good test of how out of touch you are in terms of the price of consumer goods, right? Neither of us work. We work at StatCan.
Neither of us work. What? Yeah. Excuse me.
We don't work on the consumer price index is what I was going to say.
Well, who does? Like no one.
People do.
Okay, but like a fraction of people in society work on the consumer price index.
It's just maybe this is interesting. There is an area at StatCan, and a lot of countries do this, where like they monitor the price of they use the price of common household goods or like like what you would put in a grocery basket as an indication of like if the cost of living is going up and down. So like how much it buys to cost to buy a carton of milk,
a loaf of bread, or whatever.
Just it's actually a really useful measure of how things are getting more or less expensive.
It's an index, so year over year they'll measure the change.
Yeah. I will say that I leave the house, unlike Christine.
We just left. We just finished telling them how we left the house.
But in terms of our shopping behaviors,
Yeah.
I'm trying to guess who of us will be better at this game. I leave the house and do shopping in the real world. But you are the online shopper. Yeah. If I need something online.
If you need an iPhone, I bought it.
That's right, Christine. I usually just order things through Christine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice of you. Thank you
So
for doing that.
is this about groceries or iPhones?
Well, I guess we'll find out. So there's a round of 15 items before they give you a score. Let's see how many of these we get through and how many tangents we go on.
Do you want to keep score of who's closer to the price?
No, let's not
Between us?
complicate.
Okay.
We're going to collectively guess. How about
all right,
that?
so we're on the same team.
Okay, hopefully we don't argue too much.
But you guys can play at home if you want. It's guesstheprice.net. We are not affiliated with them or sponsored.
You can't play along because it randomizes what items
good
you
point.
see.
Okay, never mind. You can't play. No, you can play. Just like it'll be different items.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. The first one we got is the first generation iPhone factory new modern day price.
What year was the first iPhone released?
Says this product revolutionized the handheld touchscreen market. Do you remember when the first iPhone came out, Cristine?
Yes, and I remember thinking, I'm not getting that thing. I just have a BlackBerry. I was on Team BlackBerry for the longest time, for years after the iPhone was released.
This might be a Canadian thing, but I feel like even in the US, like businessmen used Blackberries. Like this is like the businessman's phone. iPhones are like toys.
That's what I was using in undergrad.
Yeah, it was it was owned by a Canadian company
in
too.
Waterloo.
BlackBerry, yeah.
I can't
remember.
I knew
the
people
name.
who worked for BlackBerry Waterloo. I wonder where they are now. Probably working for Apple.
Anyway, yeah, but the iPhone did revolutionize things.
Mm-hmm. And now we're just touching screens everywhere.
I remember iPods
Gross.
being a bigger deal to me. Like when iPods became popular and I got one. Yeah, because that completely changed the way I listen to music. So this is when you had you didn't have an iPhone that just was your music listening device. The iPod for me was the more revolutionary item as a teenager at the time.
I had an iPod Touch.
Okay, so if we're playing the game,
the first generation iPhone.
So iPhones today are like
it could be like $1,000 depending on the model you get.
Actually, that's not true. But they can get as expensive if you get the Pro models. It's like $1,500 Canadian. It's probably less US. We're going to be a little thrown off by the US prices here.
Yeah.
So I feel like they've gotten more expensive over time. But I have to think that even the first one must have been really expensive.
But also consider inflation. If the year we're talking about is like 2004 or something, $1,000 then was way more than $1,000 now. So
okay, my guess is $800. Do you want to guess 801?
That's
Price is Right style?
That's a good guess.
Is that a good guess?
I'll guess 900.
Okay, well, we are just putting in one guess.
Oh, okay.
So are we guessing 800 or 900?
Just put 800 and we'll see.
We're guessing.
What? It says $25,000? Who wrote this?
Whoa, hold on a sec. I think it's saying if you were bidding on an original factory new modern day. Why would you buy that? The tech would be so bad. There'd be no storage. Okay, this is stupid. So wait, are people on eBay buying the original iPhone
iPhones?
for 25 grand? Why?
Does it turn on?
Okay,
next one. Next
really
one.
bad item. Moving on.
Bad item.
Finger covers for cheesy food.
It looks like something off Wish. So $1.12.
If you don't, yeah, it's very specific like that. If you don't like cheese dust getting left over on your fingers, even though that's the best part, you could always try these dishwasher safe finger guards.
Have they never heard of like a paper towel?
Well, are you gonna eat with paper towel hands? So basically, they're like silicone caps for your fingers to not get cheese dust on them.
Okay.
These don't belong in a museum.
Just wear gloves.
What did you say? $1.17?
$1.12.
Oh.
No, 12.
$1.12. Can I put pennies? Oh no, it's I can't put cents.
Only $1.
We're saying a single dollar.
$1.
We're guessing. Actual price $19.
I don't think so. That sounds like a ripoff to me.
Wow, we are really out of touch, Cristine.
Is there like a link to buy these? They're not including their Amazon link. What the heck?
This is all just a one big ad.
Where's the link? Okay, next one.
Is sucking your cheesy fingers the best part
of eating?
I never eat
Cheetos? Cheez-Its?
You've never in your life eaten Cheetos?
Well, in my life I've tried them, but I don't like all
And when you tried them, did you suck your fingers?
Well, yeah, because you have to, but I don't like how it stains your fingers.
Who would even buy this product? Nobody.
You would buy it as a gimmick.
Wait, it stains your fingers?
Yeah, the Cheeto dust, if you get your fingers wet and then the orange dust gets into your fingertips, it kind of stains them orange.
Somebody sounds like a Cheeto eating expert over here.
Okay, not really. I don't barely eat them. What's the next one?
All right, next one. Round 3. Cullinan Diamond. It's the biggest diamond in the world. I have no idea.
How big? Like, I'm kind of curious.
I will say in the Chanel luxury goods conversation we had, I brought up precious stones as an example of something that maybe has some sort of inherent value. There were a lot of comments and pushback on the fact that diamonds are really just
inflated,
ascribed value due to marketing more than anything. And I think it is true that you can basically create diamonds now that are really nice and almost indistinguishable from naturally occurring diamonds. So yeah, there is totally, it's not a good example of something that just has inherent value. How much do you think
I
the
have
biggest
no
diamond?
idea. I don't even know how much like a standard diamond size. Like I have no idea. I'd guess like thousands of dollars for like a standard, but I have no idea because I know it depends on the quality, the cut, and the clarity.
Yeah,
Something like
those
that. The three
things.
C's. I don't know. I could be making that up.
Why do you know that?
Because it's on the fucking commercials that are advertised to women all the time.
Wow, I've never had to shop for an engagement ring.
No.
But
Lucky you.
I think those are what, like $10,000?
No.
A nice one?
No. It really depends on where. Are you going to People's Jewelers or are you going to Tiffany's? Because branding, I think, not that I'm an expert, but I do think that has a lot to do with it. And then in terms of like the decorative aspect of it, like is there just one diamond or is there like fucking 27 diamonds just plastered, stuck in it in a really intricate way, which does take more time and skill to craft.
Okay, how much is one reasonably sized diamond you might find in an engagement ring?
I don't know. On average, maybe like $2,000-$3,000.
Okay.
I think for like an uncomplicated, not overpriced based on branding one, maybe. You guys tell me. I have no idea. I think it's like a couple thousand.
So I have to think this is like at least 1,000
times more.
At least.
Well, how big is this? They didn't like how many meters? Is it 5'4"? You know.
Yeah, the picture.
As tall as
there's
me?
no banana for scale in the picture. Okay, we're probably talking about this too long. I would say maybe like $20 million.
20 million?
It's got to be millions, no?
Yeah.
How much? Okay, the Titanic girl, blue necklace, threw it in the ocean.
The Heart
How
of
much?
the Ocean. Wasn't that like 60 million? I could be making that up. I feel like it was 60 million.
It was. I think it was tens of millions.
Okay, 60 million.
But this is more. This is bigger.
But it's a diamond, not a sapphire. The Heart of the Ocean was sapphire and diamond.
Well,
I
this
think.
should be more valuable, no?
I
Want to
don't
go
know.
like 90
What's
million?
worth more, a diamond or a sapphire? 90 million? Okay, fine.
I'm going 90 million.
Let's see. What?
$400 million.
I don't like, and that was such an ugly picture. Who owns this diamond?
It looked like
only
just,
Jeff Bezos. This is Jeff. They should have called it the Bezos diamond.
just kind of looked like an ice cube. You know,
Yeah.
wasn't that exciting? Wow, we're
I wouldn't buy it.
we're not doing so
Do not
good.
I don't have a link down below to this one.
We're not doing too good so far.
We suck.
Christine. Our
We're really out of touch with giant diamonds.
We were off by $310 million. Our accuracy so far is 6%. You know what's funny? Going into this, I thought it might expose us for like not having an appreciation for like how much household goods are, like a loaf of bread.
But
so far it's
well,
just
that's
like-
only because we don't buy bread. Like,
But you know what I
That's
mean?
stupid.
Like the joke from like Arrested Development where
Yeah,
the rich
I know
lady
the
is
joke.
like, how much is a banana? $10.
yeah, but just
That's
because you
the risk
have
of
money
playing.
doesn't mean that you no longer understand how much common goods are. Like,
But
that's
I'll
a
admit,
stereotype.
when I'm at the grocery store, I throw things in my cart and I'm not, I don't know how much a banana is, but
Yes,
I
you
always
do.
add it to the basket. No, I swear to God, I do not. I'm guessing it's only a couple dollars for,
Yeah.
it's by weight, right?
Well,
like,
it depends on the time of the year too, right? Just like the price of raspberries and strawberries, they always get more expensive in the colder months. At least where we are in Canada, that's what I've noticed.
so produce has gotten quite a bit more expensive in the last.
It's gotten more expensive over time, but it also depends on the season. It's way cheaper in the summer.
Anyway, moving on. Let's hope for some more reasonable things. The Hermès edition of the Apple Watch. So it's an Apple Watch with the addition of a luxury band.
Okay, so I know this
you
because
know this?
a few years ago I knew this because I was shopping for an Apple Watch for you, and I looked at the Hermès ones because they were the only ones that came with this like ugly leather strap.
Ugly
That's
leather.
like the tan color that the old dads really like.
Like I
and I
like.
know you would like it, but I was like, that is ridiculous because they overinflate the Hermès model just because it
They're
has that
selling the
name.
name here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, oh, fuck, what was it?
So like an Apple Watch, you can get them for as cheap as I want to say like $600.
Yeah. The cheapest ones, I think they're like 4 or 5, but that's like with the more plastic band and not the Nike one, not the Hermès one.
But it's hard for me
but
to
the Hermès,
say.
I swear, was like $2,000.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
let's
my
just
guess.
go
Just
for
put
it.
2000. This was a few years ago when I was looking for you. I did not end up buying you the Hermes one.
Actual price,
$1,500.
$1,500.
Okay, not bad,
That's our
not bad.
best guess so far.
Yeah.
That's the most reasonable item we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Too. All right. Should I get an Apple Watch?
You never wear watches.
Yeah, I feel like
I
so
bought you
thank you. That was a
one.
very nice gift.
I bought him an Apple Watch like 3 years ago.
It was a while back. I feel like that the technology wasn't quite there yet. I think it takes a few generations of something for them to actually sort of get good. And then they reach a point where they only like incrementally get better. We're definitely there with phones. Like there's no
Yeah.
revolutionary update to a phone. I feel like the watches are still sort of, a lot of the health features are still getting better. And when they start doing a few more health things, I think it'll be dumb not to use one.
Yeah, you want to be extra healthy? Healthy dad?
Well, I think it just will be the new normal, right? People monitoring their health through,
Well, that's what
through
I have
wearable
the Fitbit.
tech. Yeah, but
Because
it's
because
one.
the Fitbit is just more intuitive for tracking steps, your heart rate, your sleep. It's just better and easier and simpler, and I don't really need all the other stuff. Like I don't need my messages in my calendar on my watch.
I agree with you.
Because I have it on my phone.
I don't need to use a watch as a toy either, or like I'm not sending
I'm not playing
emails
games.
on my my watch. But like they're increasingly getting like heart health things and like body temperature and blood sugar, and there's like a lot of really interesting
yeah.
innovations that are probably coming in the next few years that I think are really cool.
Okay. So,
Cool.
not sponsored.
Maybe soon. Next item is the Magna Carta. So it's using the price of a final auction bid. It's one of the most important documents in history. It stated that everyone is subject to the law, even the king. Everyone has a set of rights, including the rights to a fair trial.
Is this a US thing?
No.
Is it Canadian? No, what is it?
No. God, this is embarrassing. This is like an important historical document,
I
especially from a
know.
legal perspective.
I kind of remember, but then I forget. You know what I mean? Like, what teach us, Ben.
No, I'm embarrassed to say I don't know much
You don't
more
remember.
about the background.
Yeah,
I don't
we're
remember.
dumb.
I remember learning about this in school.
Same. Like, I remember learning about it, but now I forget.
Yeah, in some like intro to justice course.
Okay,
It's one of those foundational
we're getting
documents.
exposed for being crime stats people and not remembering this.
It's been a while since I have thought about
The history of anything.
political
The history of
theory.
things, like, you just forget. That's why it's history.
It's ancient. I think it's famous because it's one of the first examples of codifying a system of law that does have a sort of
Who bought it?
these principles of fairness baked into it, as opposed to
And why would that have
eye
a
for an eye
value?
type justice systems.
Like, this is
it's a
weird.
historical document. Have you ever watched Antiques Roadshow? Why does some old ugly ass rug have a value? It's because there's history attached to it.
Okay, I guess so. But if this was like a founding principle of governance, why can't it be sold to a layperson? That's also weird.
Well, I'm probably sold for like $50 million, so I'm guessing it's not just some guy off the street was like, I want the Magna Carta.
Okay, whatever. I have no
A
clue.
layperson. Why should a layperson get it? Some rich asshole who can afford to hang the
A rich person
Magna
is a
Carta.
layperson in this situation, because if this is like a government document, why should anyone but the government or the lawmakers have it? That's weird to me. If this is an original document, a dictating law, why would anyone outside of the scope of that? Why would a person own it?
There's a good argument for it, like it should only exist in a museum because it
Yeah.
has such historical
So-
relevance.
Did a museum buy it? Seems weird. Okay, anyways.
Maybe a
we're-
museum makes
Everyone
some
is
money.
Googling right now so they can be the experts because we're just dumb and forgot. Okay, guess.
This is embarrassing. It's got to be like obviously millions of dollars, but
Obviously. This piece of paper, oof.
but $10 million or $100 million.
I don't know. I put like 24 million.
I've been underguessing, so I'm okay with your 24 million guess. This is absurd.
It's probably like $2,000.
Oh
Oh my God.
26
million?
million
I knew it.
100,000.
Should have bought it myself.
That was pretty.
JK. JK.
Who is buying this?
Can you get a mortgage on the Magna Carta?
Mortgage. Can I get a loan to buy a piece of paper? Who would buy? Yeah.
I have no idea.
Who's the market for this? Other than like a museum or an institution. Yeah, okay. You don't want to talk about that.
No, I
That
just
could be
like
an
I'm
interesting.
just confused because even if a museum purchased this for $26 million, did they make back their money through ticket sales? Like that's a lot to recover.
I don't
Do you
think
know what I'm
that's the
saying?
way museums work. They're not like we. I don't think they make their money from visitors passes. I think they often things
From
are donated or circulated
donated,
around,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
rich
Okay.
people loan things to museums all the time. Actually, art and artifacts like this are often used to not pay taxes. I think,
Huh?
allegedly.
Okay.
Like if you let's say you bought a nice painting and maybe you only bought it for like $100,000 and it has some relevant, and a museum wants it, and maybe you donate it to a museum, but you're like, hey museum, I think this is actually worth $1 million, and you get $1 million tax write-off for
Oh,
donating.
sneaky.
Yeah, I feel like there are sort of sneaky ways of doing
So maybe
this.
it's not actually worth 26 million.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Okay.
Hard to say.
Next item.
Moving on.
Tequila.
Tequila Ley, the most expensive bottle of tequila in the
Oh, well,
world.
fuck. How would anyone know this?
I didn't think this site was like luxury goods and historical artifacts. I was
Yeah.
expecting like Wonder Bread.
Yeah, like how I don't know any.
How much is just a regular bottle of tequila?
Well, I remember thinking that Patron tequila was very expensive when I was an undergrad. That was the fancy
Do you
tequila to buy.
splurge on
Yeah,
birthdays?
we'd split it with my roommates. We're getting Patron, guys. It's someone's birthday, and that was
Yeah.
expensive because it was like $80 or $90 or something, which is
Yeah.
way more expensive than the like $40 or $50 San Jose, or I can't remember anymore. Like the less the generic tequila.
I'm not really a tequila guy. I got into gin for a while. I
Mm-hmm.
was drinking gin because I actually think there's you can perceive the difference between types of gins. They might have like a little floral hint and things
Not
like
when
that.
you're drunk, though. You can't.
Yeah, if you're only
It has a diminishing return as the night goes
I
on.
guess if you're looking at alcohol purely from like a utilitarian perspective,
Yeah.
Christine, I guess you're just getting Smirnoff or something.
That's why I always drank like the $9 wine.
People who are into vodka, that never made sense to me though, because all vodka tastes the same.
Yeah.
People are like, I'm getting my
Grey
top
Goose.
shelf vodka. Yeah, like why?
Well, it's just marketing. It's marketing.
Yeah, okay. Most expensive tequila in the world.
Oh my god. So there was an
don't
episode
know.
of Breaking Bad that had really expensive tequila. I'm trying to remember if they
Oh, he
named the
used it
price.
to, spoiler alert, kill people.
Okay.
It was
yeah.
poison.
Yeah, but I remember thinking like it was so special. It must have been in the tens of thousands of dollars for the bottle. Would be my guess.
That's reasonable, but to
Like
me, this isn't
12,000?
this isn't a like only one exists.
Is it in a
bottle.
box? Is there a collector's box? Does it have a gold ribbon on it? Gold.
I have no idea here. It
Tequila
looks
Ley.
pretty
I've
fancy.
never heard of her.
You want to guess like $5,000?
5,000?
Is that
Okay.
insane?
I mean, yes.
Oh,
What?
come
Shut
on!
up.
It's $225,000.
Never heard of it. That's so stupid. Buy a house, okay? Don't get drunk. Buy a house.
I could have imagined.
Buy a house or get drunk.
I know there are wine people who are like way too invested in wine, and it wouldn't have shocked me if bottles of wine were getting into like the
What?
6-figure range. But I wouldn't have guessed it with tequila or any other hard liquor.
Whenever I go to a restaurant, which is rare these days, but when I
Yeah.
used to go to restaurants, I'd always look at the wine list. Like, I rarely even order wine, but I just look at it out of curiosity and see what the most expensive bottle is, just to look at it and look at the name and be like, why?
Yeah, that's fun.
I'd be like, why? The most expensive wine they have is $200. Okay.
You know what's funny about getting into
story.
wine? Like it's an acquired taste, right? No one drinking wine for the first time can really tell the difference between like an okay wine and a nicer wine.
I
I
can't
would
tell.
argue, right? So it's like you have to learn to appreciate it, and then once you've learned it, then it's like, oh, I guess I'm gonna spend a bunch of money on wine now.
Yeah.
It's like, aren't you better off like never learning?
Yeah.
I feel like I've got the perfect wine experience right now because I don't really.
You don't know.
I think maybe I can maybe tell the difference between like a $30 bottle instead of like a box of
A
like
box.
the worst wine you can find, and I'm okay with that.
I mean, or if you just never drink, then you save so much money.
Yeah, I guess we almost never drink. I'll maybe have a glass of wine at dinner or something, sometimes.
Not one that costs $200,000.
Definitely not. Okay, next item, round 7. a 1 ounce American gold buffalo coin. No additional info. We have no knowledge of the historical
American
relevance
coins,
of this.
I don't know. How much is an ounce? Is that how big is that? Is that
I
like
will
a nickel?
say I bought someone.
You bought gold.
I bought gold for someone as a wedding gift once.
Yeah.
Because they were
How much was it?
into, I don't know, they were into gold and alternatives to investing traditionally.
So how much is gold?
I want to say,
This is the conversation we're having.
I think it was
how
like-
much is gold, Ben?
I think it was 2,000-ish.
For how many ounces?
Man, good question. I don't know. Not many
A
at
brick?
all.
How big a brick?
No. A brick of gold is like probably $100,000-$200,000, I think.
Really?
Yeah, so I think it may have only been an ounce of gold
Like a
that was
coin.
$2,000.
So maybe
or
that's
2
like
ounces.
$2,000. I mean, we have no idea about the rarity of the
Yeah, I
gold
think it's the
buffalo.
rarity of this coin more than. I don't think the idea is you're melting it down. Again, I don't know, and I'm not sure I care that much. So I'm gonna say $10,000. I've been underguessing things.
Oh,
Oh, it's
only
2,000.
2,000. Which,
Isn't that just
but,
how
like,
much gold is?
I don't understand this. In
I'm terrible at this
1997,
game.
I still have this. In 1997, when I was, how old was I? 9.
9 years old.
My grandma,
Fetus, simply.
yes, my grandma gave me a coin collector set that was purchased for the actual value of what the coins were, which was like if you add up the cost of a toonie, which is $2, a loonie, $1, a quarter, a nickel, a penny, like all
Sure.
so it costs like, I don't know, $3 and something. But it was like sealed in a set, and it said like preserved, and it had like the loon and said Canada Mint
I know
or whatever.
exactly. You used to be able to buy them
Used
at
to
the
buy
mint
them.
or the
Shoppers
post
Drug
office.
Mart or the post
Shoppers,
office.
Yeah.
So they got it for me, or my grandma she was like, this is going to be worth so much one day.
Yeah.
It's worth the same. Everyone, like right now, it's not worth anything different.
Well, I feel like some of those coins, maybe after decades, could
Not
be
a
valued.
1997 coin. Like there's literally nothing.
Yeah, someone bought me that as a gift once, and I think I just took
You
it
just
apart.
opened it and spent it.
And there used to be a corner store across from my grade school called Yaggy's in the Glebe on 5th Avenue. No, 5th? Yeah. And they had a basket of 5-cent candy. So you'd like pick out the candies, and the guy would basically guess how many you had, and they were each 5 cents. I would get my fuzzy peaches,
This is the olden days.
the watermelons.
Taking candy from strangers.
Well, I was buying it from a corner store.
But like they were all touching each other. That's not happening anymore.
Okay, moving on. Oh, a Nintendo Switch.
Wow, you should have me
Finally, a modern item
guess that you know
that
because you have
I
one.
own. I bought one close to launch. It's a very popular video game console by Nintendo, Cristine. I think they're updating. They're releasing a slightly updated one soon that has like a better screen or something. But this is still very much a current generation console, and I still haven't gotten a PS5, and I'm not too happy about it. All right, Cristine, I want you to guess this one.
Okay.
How much do you think I spent
I
on a
have no
Nintendo
idea.
Switch?
It only plays Nintendo video games. You can't use it as like a computer or screen for anything else.
I think it has a web. People buy it to play video games.
Okay, like $299,
Okay.
like $300.
I'm just gonna go with your guess, because I know in Canadian
Oh my god!
that's a pretty good guess.
I'm
So
so good. I'm
$321.
in.
Canadian, it was 400, I think. So I probably would have guessed like 350 for the American.
Okay.
321 is a pretty weird number. Is that actually how much people are paying for these? If you walk into a Best Buy in North Carolina, I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway,
win.
good guess. Moving on. The Rockefeller Christmas tree.
You can buy that?
It's the price according to Forbes. I
Oh,
guess they
so like $10
assigned
million.
a value to it. Yeah.
Forbes only talks about things worth tens of millions.
Wait, is Forbes the one that's notorious for like ranking
Over
YouTubers? Like,
Yeah.
who are the most financially
and they
successful?
overinflate their net worth.
But they also they don't talk to these people. They don't really know much about their financial situation
They
at
just
all.
look at Social Blade and make guesses.
I would like to think they do a little
I'm
more
joking.
than that.
I don't know that.
We
but
don't know what they do. But I think we've even known some people have shown up on that list, and it's always funny because it's like
that's
I don't know where they got this.
that number. They literally got it from scraping other websites that project how much a YouTuber made in a year. But none of those websites are like actual like facts.
Well, most of them give a range.
A range, but then other websites will just take like the median or the average of those ranges and just state that as fact. And that could be totally off.
Most YouTubers on these lists now, if they were accurate, are people who have leveraged their online success for other ventures.
Which can totally throw off their net worth and value.
Well, not just that, but Forbes has no idea how much holo taco you're selling, or how much Mr. Beast is making on Mr. Beast burgers, or how much Logan Paul made on Maverick clothing. I mean, with the boxing matches they're doing now, and they're making like tens of millions of dollars putting on these amateur, semi-pro boxing matches. It's really strange, but they're disclosing that, so I guess you could say they know it.
You have an idea, but a YouTuber who has a brand or started a business, you often have no idea how much that's contributing to their net worth.
Yeah.
So Forbes, unless they like interviewed them and asked, I suppose.
This is our long-winded way of saying we don't even believe the number Forbes.
I've never seen the Rockefeller Christmas
We've
tree.
Seen it.
You have? What are you talking about?
Well, we've been here.
Not for Christmas.
I guess we haven't been there around Christmas, but were we there late enough in the year where it would have been there already?
So wait, this is the price of one single tree that is erected every year in the same New York location? The same tree?
I think it's a new tree every year. They put a stupid number of lights on it, and people skate around and look at it.
But no one can buy it, right?
No, they just Forbes decided it was worth.
Okay, so it's probably like $80 million just because they can. If there's no actual,
I really hope not, because this, whoever, is it a public?
What's the average
is it the city
salary
of New York spending
of rich
money on
people
this?
in New York?
Probably pretty high.
$7 million.
Like this is probably, if people are spending more on this tree than like a nice car, that would be weird to me.
But no one's buying this tree, so no one's spending anything on it.
This tree should not be
Okay.
99,999. Okay.
$100,000.
$100,000.
Minus one. Damn. $74,000. So you can get a Lexus, a low model Lexus, or you can buy the Rockefeller Christmas tree, but it's not for sale.
Could you imagine if you were just some person who had that tree in your house or in your backyard?
It won't fit in your house.
Gonna need a bigger house for my tree. Next, round 10. A mini Palutin, a YouTuber's plush toy.
Which YouTuber?
Size 30 centimeters by 42 centimeters. Never heard of this person, but the toy to me looks like a Minecraft toy. It's got sort of like a pixelated face.
He's a YouTuber. Hold on, I need to know.
Let's do our research. How many subscribers does this YouTuber have, Cristine?
4 million subscribers.
4 million subscribers.
It looks like it's a non-English channel. It has dots over the U's. Is that German? Brutke?
Oh yeah, the
Der Otto Scooter. We're stopping. Den Zug. Yeah, it's like German
YouTuber,
something.
3 million subscribers, plush toy.
I don't know, $18.99.
Merch like this probably costs like a few bucks to make, but I wouldn't be shocked if they're charging like
$20,
$20 to $30 for it.
Yeah.
Let's say 20.
I would say like just under 20, but
can I guess in a German kroner or something? $29.
Wow.
I mean, I gotta have that YouTuber's merch. Buy that merch.
You want to come out with a Ben's banana? Sell it for $39.99.
Is that the price?
Yeah, I think it'd be cute. Sleep with a little banana plushie.
What is it? Just
a banana.
No branding.
And you sleep with it. It says Ben's banana.
Could probably find that on AliExpress. All right, round 11. A real life Minecraft diamond sword.
Minecraft in real life?
From the official Minecraft store. Minecraft's like the most popular. We talked about it with the Dream stuff.
Yes, we are Minecraft experts now.
Oh, totally.
But wait, it's a real life sword, but why does it look like it's just a component of the video game? because it's all pixelated.
Yeah, so we're looking at a picture of a pixelated sword, probably just the graphic from the game. I'm guessing you receive something you can hold that just looks like this. Unless it says real life sword. I don't think are there in-game purchases in Minecraft?
I have no idea.
That's usually the sign of a bad game where it's like, pay more money so your character can have a different sort of appearance.
I don't know.
It's really annoying. I don't like that. All right, I don't know how much a real life Minecraft sword is, but it's for children. So I'm going to guess $40 if it is like substantial and the size of a real sword. Oh, it's only $18.
$18.
It's probably like a foam bullshit sword that you used to get at like an amusement park if you popped a balloon or something.
And it's very pixelated in real life.
It's low res in real life.
All right.
All right, round 12. An F-22 Raptor, modern U.S. fighter jet.
Like an actual jet?
Yeah, like a military jet.
A military jet? Oh, aren't those like $1 billion?
Well, I was shopping for private jets the other day.
Shut up.
So I know like a good private jet is at least $100 million, I would say. Yeah. So you're better off signing up in one of those membership programs and then you like, share the sky with other people with money.
Okay, Ben. So when you were researching...
well, I didn't see any options to add, a
military jet?
Yeah, missile launchers.
That's really too bad. Add to cart.
So I have to assume it's at least
$1 billion.
I would not be shocked if they start at 200 million. Is that a reasonable guess?
I don't know.
Does anyone work in military defense contracting?
$500 million.
$500 million?
$500 million.
If it's got all the features, if there's an iPhone charger in there,
if they have tinted windows.
All right.
Oh my God.
$350 million.
I was close. I win the jet.
See, not a terrible guess.
Damn, I got to learn how to fly.
You wouldn't want to fly this. And it's a terrible instrument of war.
Yes, I know. Next question.
Established. A Lamborghini Veneno.
Oh, you can buy that with YouTube money.
It says additional info mega car. Thank you for the additional info. Cristine, you know car. Tell us a little bit about growing up in. You worked in an auto body shop.
Yeah, I didn't actually work on the cars. I mostly worked in the front. My dad owned an auto body shop, and then I also worked with a Porsche/European car tuner that would tune up the cars with like computer software and stuff before they went on the track. So mostly in the Toronto area, people would drive up north to race their Porsches around the track. So I'm not like a car expert.
Sorry, could you tune up the computer, or would you do like cosmetic updates to the
the auto body shop is cosmetic, but then I also worked for like a European tuning car shop, which is meant to tune the engine. So it can include like actual engine.
Oh, okay. But because everything's digital now, that's mostly just programming.
I found the most fascinating part, like, hey, I was not doing any of this work. I was just like observing the guys doing it. But I thought it was so interesting. They would like plug in through the computer and then like code stuff to change like exhaust, whatever. I thought that was interesting. And you'd like look at all the fault codes, and I'd have to report them on the invoice.
So what do you change? I guess when you're just driving around the streets of Vaughan, you don't need your car tuned in a way.
No, but you might clear a fault code because you left the gas tank open. That's
why most people know.
That's why most people. Yeah.
But I guess if they're taking to a shop like that because you want to go on the track, they're doing specific things so the car can unleash its full potential. Is that kind of the idea?
Yeah. I'm honestly like, I don't really know. But like they did things to make it drive faster or accelerate faster.
So you saw pretty fancy cars coming in and out of that place,
right? A lot of
right?
Porsches.
A lot of Porsches.
Mm-hmm. A couple Lambos, some Ferraris. But these ones were more rare because they're way harder to get. Obviously, Porsches are more common in Toronto than Lambos. But Lambos have like a huge disparity. There's some that can be like one of a kind or one of like only 60 made that could cost $800,000. But then you have the more standard ones that are like $200,000.
Oh, standard.
So, the standard
$200,000.
So I don't actually remember about this particular one, the Veneno.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah,
I know a few like Murcielago. I don't know.
Murcielago.
I'm not a car person. Did you ever get to drive any of these cars that came through?
I did not, unless they were automatic. So I did drive some
Okay.
Maseratis and some,
So it's
mostly
just
Maseratis.
like, hey, Cristine,
because
can
they
you
were
pull the
paddle
car
shift.
up?
Yeah. Anything that was paddle shift or auto, I would drive.
Is that nerve-wracking? Like you're
Yes.
sitting in a $200,000 car. Like you feel like if you crash that
They weren't
thing-
all $200,000. They were, closer to 100,000 was
they're
like the average.
Porsches like start at 100,000, don't they?
They start like a used one could start at like 60. But yeah,
I don't
it
know
really
if you're
depends.
finding a used Porsche for 60 grand, but okay.
No, it exists, but you're right. It's the less desirable ones, I suppose. But yeah,
Okay.
I remember driving like a nice, I think it was a CLK, a Mercedes Benz with the top down. It was a convertible because it was broken, and they needed someone to take it to like the specialist, and I was the only one available. And I drove it like in the middle of downtown Toronto, and I just remember
Oh,
people like
man.
yelling at me from the streets, like
Some
catcalling me.
young woman,
Because I was literally 19 years old, and I was driving it alone, but I had to drop it off, but the top was down, and I couldn't put it up.
Oh,
Anyways,
wow.
okay.
So any guesses? I'm deferring to you on this one.
I don't know this model, but I'm gonna guess 400 grand.
400?
Yeah, sure.
Lamborghini Veneno, $400,000. Actual price.
Oh my god.
$4,500,000.
This is probably one of those like 1 in 10 or 1 in 100
This is what you were
special
saying.
from Italy only, import custom, whatever. I don't know. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's coming from someone who worked in a, ridiculous car shop. This is ridiculous. I never saw a $4 million car.
Do you have a dream car, or you were never that into cars yourself?
Not in the sense that I want or care about a 1 in 10 Ferrari. Like, I don't care.
Okay. Moving on, a Photoshop subscription per month. Hey, you probably just bought it, or do you pay by the month?
I bought it outright, and when I
Okay.
bought it, it was like $400 years ago. But when they update their new, like, completely redesigned, then
Okay.
maybe there's a new price, but I just haven't updated it, so I'm using an old version of Photoshop.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess it's like $30 to $60 a month. It's pretty expensive.
That sounds reasonable. For anyone,
I think it's like
people know
that.
what Photoshop is, right? We
Yeah.
don't have to explain this? Okay.
It's the photo editing tool that most people who do, online graphic design use.
Yeah. So we're guessing $1 a day?
Something like that.
$30?
It's 30 to 60. It might be closer to 60.
Really? You think it's more than
I think so,
if
yeah.
$400 gave it to you forever, how many
Mm-hmm.
months do they think people would pay for it before they would decide?
Yeah, good question.
Okay, we're
I don't
guessing
really
30.
know. Just guess 30.
Actual price 21.
Oh, 21.
There you go.
Not as bad. I mean, it depends what you use it for. If you're using it professionally and you're going to make that return back easily, then like it's not that expensive. But if you aren't and you're buying it just for school or something where you're not making a return, then yeah, like that can add up.
Yeah. Okay. Round 15. Last one, Cristine. Hopefully it's a good one. It's a magnetic floating bed.
What?
Additional info. The thing is floating.
Wow. I love the descriptor.
There's just a picture of like a black rectangle floating over a mirror.
It doesn't look that comfortable.
It does not look like a bed at all.
Would
to
you
be
sleep
honest.
in that?
What is
On
keeping
that? Under
Oh,
that? Do you sleep under it?
My assumption was it's magnets, but it looks like at the far corners they have like these steel rods that are sort of propping it up from far away. This looks like a horrible idea and design, and it's actually kind of making me upset.
What if you sleep under it? Will it fall on you and crush you?
I don't think it's designed to crush you. Good,
like a
good
test.
question. No, thank you for asking.
These are the questions we need to know before we invest in the magnetic floating bed.
If you could have a floating bed, would you want that?
No.
Do you think you'd feel like you're floating, or would it just feel like being on a normal bed?
Have you ever tried a water bed?
I've been on a water bed before.
I don't like them.
That's a story for another
They
time.
make me nauseous. Like when you try and walk over it.
What a weird... Those were popular for a while.
Yeah.
And if they break, like, what, do you just go water everywhere?
Yep. You're just fucked.
Also, don't those weigh, like, thousands of pounds?
I think you fill it up in the room, but
But
then like
still,
someone
you
has to come
gotta-
fill it up. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. 90s fads. Okay, so how much is the magnetic floating bed?
I mean, this is some bullshit art piece thing.
Yeah, okay. So it's probably like $8 million.
This is probably in the MoMA.
I am out of touch with how much shit like this costs, guys.
I was worried we'd be out of touch with bananas. I'm out of touch with the floating bed. It's six figures, right?
Probably.
If you want to just guess $100,000, call it a day.
That sounds cheap.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think it's $1 million?
Yeah.
No.
I think it's like $1 million.
It's a piece of black.
It's art. So it's expensive.
Oh my God. Okay, what do you think?
$1 million.
$1 million? Who am I? Actual price, $147.
Okay.
I
Add to cart.
I refuse to believe anyone owns this thing. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now I'm mad.
My link is down below.
I'm gonna rage quit. Okay, that was a single round of guesstheprice.net. Our score is 6,000. I don't really know what that means, but
do we win $6,000?
Our accuracy is 41.79%. That's a failing grade, Cristine.
Which means we are out of touch.
We are out of touch with how much people are spending on fighter jets and the Magna Carta and floating beds and the original iPhone on eBay.
And $4 million Lambos.
Maybe we just got really unlucky with the items we got in this round.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to think there's more reasonable things on here. Maybe we should make a new version. Guess the price of like normal stuff.net.
Well, you can do a cheap, mid-range, or expensive version of the game.
Oh.
But we had selected all, so that was all items.
Wait. Do you want to do a lightning round of cheap ones?
Wait. Can you open a new tab just in case to save? So
Okay.
No. Don't change this tab.
I'm not changing the tab.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. Let's do a lightning round just of cheap products, super quickly. Okay. How much is a Little Caesars hot and ready large pizza?
$19.99.
No, more like 13. Actual price $5.
$5? We never order pizza.
How much is a PlayStation 1, an original PlayStation? If I walked into a used store
today?
right now, probably maybe $100. $80. Guess. Actual price $110.
Close enough.
Close enough. An iPhone 12 Pro.
I just bought one.
Are these cheap? I
It
want
was
to
like
say these are like
$1,200.
$1,200. Yeah.
That's Canadian. I don't know.
Okay. Actual price $1,000.
There you go.
Pretty good.
Ding, ding, ding.
10-piece chicken McNugget McDonald's meal.
I don't buy fast food.
It's probably like $3 or something.
$3? I think like $6.
Actual price $4.
Okay.
Okay. Happy hour in the shower beer holder.
So dumb.
If you need a beer in the shower,
So dumb.
here's a
$8.
suction
I don't
cup
know.
and a coaster.
$8.
$8. Actual price $10. U.S. flag printed polyester. How much is a flag?
Depends who you are. How much value it has to you.
What? Excuse me? Oh, well, like what is the value of
If
the...
you're
Oh my
American
God.
and you like holding your flag, maybe
No,
it has a higher value to you.
Oh my God. $20 for a polyester
20?
flag.
Okay.
Oh,
$4.
Uranium ore. A very small quantity, very low on the radioactive meter. Where is it pulling this from?
It looks like a gimmick, like a $3 from a dollar store thing. You know?
Dollar store uranium?
I think so.
$10.
$10.
Actual price $39.
Okay. I don't know what it is.
Sonic All-Star Racing transformed for the Xbox 360.
Is the Xbox 360 still a thing?
No. Well, neither was a play. Well, I mean, it exists.
I knew people who had Xboxes in like high school. There's no more Xboxes?
You probably knew if you played Guitar Hero in
Yes, I
undergrad,
did.
it was probably being played on an Xbox 360.
But there's no more Xboxes? I don't follow up with these things.
Well, no, but their naming is super. There's Xbox 360, Xbox One,
Xbox 180?
and then Xbox One Series X.
Okay.
They're not like PlayStation is just like 1, 2, 3, 4, now 5.
Right.
Nintendo always comes up with something a little different. Xbox is super confusing.
Okay, but people
I'm sure a
still
lot of
play
kids have gotten the
Xboxes?
wrong. Yeah, there is a current
okay.
generation Xbox.
I don't know, $60.
Games are notoriously like always $60.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know
a
why.
very common price of games. Oh,
$20.
good point. If you were to walk into a place and buy a used Xbox 360 game, this $20 makes more sense. A rocket moon wall clock, $25.
Sure.
Actual price, $35. Bob Ross bobblehead with sound.
With sound. Oh shit. Okay. $17.
$17. Actual price, $12.
Very close.
We're doing okay. Okay, Dixon Fire.
Golf balls.
Dozen golf balls.
Oh, my dad would know. I have no idea what
We've bought him
Dixon
golf
is.
balls.
But when we buy the good brand, the Titleist, they're more
Pro
expensive. It's like
V1s.
$60 for a case of 12 or 24.
That's those are like
Those
nice
are the expensive
special
ones.
occasion golf
Okay,
balls.
so assuming that this isn't the most expensive, it's probably more like $20 or $30.
Let's say 30. Actual price, 75.
I guess they're nice ones. I don't know.
Maybe they're nice. A burrito blanket.
What?
So this is
A tortilla?
A blanket printed with the pattern of a tortilla.
How? Really?
Yeah. This is probably
$30? $35?
actual price, $21.
Too expensive.
All right, three more. A Logitech C920X Pro HD webcam.
I've never bought a webcam in the last 10 years.
Yeah, I
Because
guess we
all of
have
our
them built
computers
in.
have them built in, and I just don't care.
Although I will say, until the new update, the webcams in iMacs and MacBooks aren't good.
Yeah.
This would be better. But I'm guessing this is
180?
Okay.
160?
Okay.
180?
125.
Okay.
Okay. Lego Roman Colosseum. One of the biggest Lego sets ever. They gave us a bit of a clue.
Oh.
So it could be.
How much is Lego?
Lego's not super cheap.
Like a few hundred?
I wouldn't be shocked if it's like over $100.
Okay.
Maybe 130.
130. Oh.
It's pretty expensive. Oh wow!
Oh my God.
$500.
Rich kids only got that for Christmas.
Okay, and last one, a car lighter.
That says fire
says fire.
missiles. Wow.
How much is that? Have you ever bought a lighter for your car, Cristine?
No, I'm not that old.
This is like $12.
Probably.
$14.
$14.
Okay.
We win.
Our accuracy is still down at
63%.
63.53%.
But how is it calculating that? If you deviate by like $100, it thinks that that's a huge, reduction
I think
in your accuracy.
it might only take like one really bad guess to really bring down your average. That's my defense, because I feel like we were way better at that than guessing sort of luxury frou-frou.
So we're better
Gucci.
at guessing in the cheap game mode, cheap items, than we are at everything.
Yeah. See, we get it. We're relatable.
We know how much a Bob Ross bobblehead costs.
All right. I hope that was fun. I hope that wasn't too frustrating for people only listening to it.
Most people watch this podcast on
Yeah,
YouTube.
we are aware of that. But there are people who listen too.
Yeah.
I kind of want to know who those people are. If you only listen to this podcast, who are you? What are you doing right now?
They can't comment down below because there is no below
Find
in the
a way.
audio.
Put a message in a bottle. Shout out the window right now. Do something. Just let me know who you are. I want to know more about you.
About the listeners who choose not to watch our faces.
And why don't you watch? You don't
Maybe they're just sick of our faces.
You don't like my face.
They don't like your face, Ben.
Oh, you think that's pretty fun? Okay.
I think that's
Thank you
funny.
so much for watching. We'll see you next Taco
I
Tuesday.
hope everyone has a fantastic Taco Tuesday. I think this was fun. I'd play again. Just
could
like
play
on my
again.
own in bed, just guessing.
Just do it for fun later.
It's like GeoGuessr, but for not household goods, but like potentially fancy or household goods.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed this. So thank you. Hopefully you enjoyed that too. And
All right, everyone.
we'll see you next Taco Tuesday.
Thanks so much for watching. We'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.